Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about the spaces of the hand. There are several spaces of the hand such as thenar space, mid-palmar space, space of Verona, as well as there are pulp spaces of fingertips and radial bursa and ulnar bursa. Those spaces are very important because if there is an infection occur in one space, that particular space may become filled with pus. And also, due to the several connection between two or more spaces, those infections can be spreaded from one space to another. That may be cause severe damage to that patient. Therefore, we have to learn about those spaces. First, I am going to explain about the digital pulp spaces. You can see this is the distal phalanx. There are several fibrous septae. These are the fibrous septae which extend from the skin to the periosteum of the bone. These fibrous septae separate pulp spaces, and each of these pulp space is filled with subcutaneous fat. This tight packing of each of these compartments is responsible for the severe pain of a septic finger. That means there is very little space in each of the very little space, and they cannot be expanded when there is an inflammation or edematous in this space. As you can see here, this is the digital artery. And it gives branch to base of the distal phalanx and several other branches to rest of the distal phalanx. You can see the other branches which supplies to the shaft of the distal phalanx goes through the pulp spaces. They are go through the pulp spaces, and this branch which supplies to the base of the distal phalanx is not going through the pulp spaces. Therefore, if there is an infection occur in those pulp spaces, this part of the artery can be thrombosed. It may result in necrosis of the diaphysis of the bone because of the thrombosis of this artery. But as you can see here, this base of the distal phalanx is supplied before it going through the pulp spaces. Therefore, it is intact, and the base of the distal phalanx is not get necrosed. In this picture, you can see here this is the ulnar bursa and this is the radial bursa. Ulnar bursa is the synovial sheath of the fifth finger. Synovial sheath of the fifth finger is called as ulnar bursa, while synovial sheath of this long flexor tendon of the thumb is called as radial bursa. You can see here these are the long flexor tendons. These are the long flexor tendons, and this long flexor tendon is covered by a synovial membrane. Here also it is covered by a synovial membrane. Here the synovial membrane has been removed. This synovial membrane goes through a fibrosus tunnel. Here in this finger you can see the fibrosus tunnel. Fibrosus means, osseous means bony part, fibro means this fibrous tissue. This whitish color material is the fibrous tissue. This tunnel is made up posteriorly by metacarpal head. These are the metacarpal heads, phalanges, and the fronts of the intervening joints. Here in this picture you can see anterior part of the fibrosus tunnel consists of condensed deep fascia which is attached to the sharp anterolateral margin of each phalanx. You can see their attachments to the each phalanx. those attachments are loose loose in front of the joints. Attachments are loose in front of the joints, but attachments are very tight in front of the shaft of the bone. They are called as fibrous flexure sheaths. Fibrous flexure sheaths. This is the synovial sheath. Synovial sheath which lines those fibrous flexure sheath. Distally, you can see this fibrous sheath ends at the insertion of the flexor digitorum longus tendon here. It ends at the insertion of the flexor digitorum longus tendon at the base of the distal phalanx. In the second, third and fourth fingers, those fibrous flexor sheaths and the synovial sheath. This is the synovial sheath. Synovial sheath of second, third and fourth fingers do not extend beyond this metacarpal head. But you can see the synovial sheath of the fifth finger and thumb. They are extend beyond the metacarpal head. It is extend proximally up to the palm. They are the ulnar bursa and radial bursa. The importance of this attachment is infections of the second, third and fourth fingers are confined to this space. But you can see the infections of the fifth finger and the thumb are also spread to the palm and as well as to the forearm. In here, here there is a space called space of Parona. Through this space of Parona, those infections can be spread to forearm as well. And also there is another one important thing. There is a cross connection in between this ulnar bursa and radial bursa. Therefore, one infection in one bursa can be spread to another bursa as well. Here in this picture you can see the thenar space and mid-palmar space, and this is the space of Parona. We have to know what are the boundaries which forms thenar space and mid-palmar space. In this picture you can see the cross section. This is the thenar space, this is the mid-palmar space. Here this mid-palmar space lie behind the long flexor tendons and ulnar bursa in the palm. Behind the flexor tendons and ulnar bursa in the palm, and in front of the third, fourth and fifth metacarpals. In front of the third, fourth and fifth metacarpals with their attached interossei muscle. These are the attached interossei muscle. Then the thenar space, it is a superficial space. It is a space superficial to the second and third metacarpals. You can see this is the second metacarpal, this is the third metacarpal. In front of those second and third metacarpals, there is thenar space. And also behind thenar space, there is adductor pollicis muscle. Here, adductor pollicis muscle. This thenar space and mid-palmar space is separated by a fibrous partition. You can see this is the fibrous partition. These two spaces are situated deeply in the palm and they may rarely become distended with pus. So that's all about the spaces of hand. Thank you for watching.